You probably have one in your kitchen right now. It's called an Instant Pot. Or maybe you have a similar electric multi-cooker. They're wildly popular with seniors because they're fast, easy, and save your joints from standing over a hot stove. But here's the problem almost no one talks about. That very same Instant Pot could be leaking toxic chemicals into your meals. And for people over 60, the risks are far greater and the effects can last much longer than for younger folks. Hey, it's Dr. Aidan Szabo. If we haven't met yet, I'm here to help you stay mobile, independent, and healthy without falling for trendy gimmicks or being blindsided by hidden dangers in everyday life. And this one? It's a danger hiding in plain sight, right there on your countertop. The Instant Pot has earned its place in so many kitchens because it feels like the perfect tool. It turns a pot roast into fork-tender comfort food without hours of cooking. It makes soups and stews while you relax in your favorite chair. It's a lifesaver when your knees or back ache and you just don't want to stand at the stove. And if you're like most people I talk to, you've come to rely on it more than almost any other appliance in your home. But that convenience can come with a hidden cost. I've seen too many people develop mystery symptoms, more stiffness, unusual fatigue, headaches, and never suspect the source could be sitting right on their kitchen counter. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you through exactly where the risks come from, how they affect older adults differently, and the simple swaps and habits that can keep your cooking safe. And I promise, this isn't about tossing your Instant Pot in the trash. It's about making small changes that could make a huge difference for your health. Before we dig in, do me a favor. Drop a quick comment and let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing our little health community stretch from Florida to California to Australia. And if you care about safe, healthy cooking, tap that subscribe button now so you don't miss the next kitchen safety update. All right, let's get into the first risk, the Instant Pot's nonstick inner pot. Many models, especially the older ones, come with an insert coated in PTFE or similar nonstick chemicals. Now, when these coatings are brand new, they can seem harmless. But heat them to high temperatures or scratch them, even just a little with a spoon, and they can start to break down. That's when microscopic particles and fumes are released. You can't see them, you can't smell them, but they can still make their way into the very food you're about to eat. And here's why this matters so much more for seniors. As we age, our liver and kidneys, the body's built-in detox systems, slow down. A 30-year-old might be able to flush these chemicals out in a few days. But in someone over 60, those same chemicals can linger in your body for weeks, sometimes even months. While they're sitting there, they don't just sit quietly. They can spark inflammation. And inflammation is like a slow, smoldering fire inside your body. It's been linked to joint pain, swelling, stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, and even heart disease. The real danger is you might just chalk it up to getting older, when in reality it could be coming from something as simple as the pot you're cooking in. But that's just the first layer. Here's the part almost no one talks about, and it's worse. It's not just heat that causes the coating to break down. Acidic foods can actually speed up the leaching process dramatically. So if you're simmering tomato sauce for spaghetti, marinating chicken in lemon juice, or making bone broth with a splash of apple cider vinegar, you're creating the perfect conditions for the coating to degrade and release more chemicals into your food. And this isn't theory, it's chemistry. Acids have a way of breaking bonds in certain synthetic coatings, pulling particles and residues into the liquid they're cooked in. That means the meal you're making to nourish yourself could be carrying something your body was never meant to handle. Back in 2019, a team of European scientists sounded the alarm about certain fluorinated compounds used in nonstick coatings. They're known as bioaccumulative, which is just a technical way of saying your body can't easily get rid of them. They don't flush out like excess vitamin C or salt. Instead, they can linger for years in your tissues and bloodstream. Here's the scary part. You don't need a huge dose to start building up a problem. Even tiny exposures, repeated a few times a week over the course of years, can leave you with a chemical load that's measurable in blood tests. And those chemicals don't just sit there quietly. They can disrupt some of the most important systems in your body. Research has linked them to hormone disruption, thyroid problems, and reduced bone density. For postmenopausal women, that's a triple threat. Your hormones affect how you feel, your mood, your motivation, your energy level. Your thyroid sets the pace for your metabolism, digestion, and even how warm or cold you feel. And bone density? That's the foundation for staying active, avoiding fractures, and keeping your independence as you age. The most dangerous thing about these effects is how subtle they can be at first. A little more tired than usual. A few extra pounds you can't explain. Knees or hips that feel weaker than they used to. They creep in so slowly that most people never connect the dots back to what they're cooking with. Now let's go deeper, because the Instant Pot itself isn't the only culprit. The accessories matter just as much, and in some cases, they can be an even bigger problem. Take silicone steam baskets, for example. They can be perfectly safe if they're made from pure, high-grade, food-safe silicone. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all silicone is created equal. Cheaper versions, the kind you might grab in a discount store or get bundled in a gadget set online, can contain hidden fillers or dyes. Under high heat, those fillers can start to break down and leach chemicals into your food. And once those chemicals are in your meal, your body absorbs them, whether you can taste them or not. Then there's the plastic accessories. I've seen people using plastic steamer trays, egg racks, even rice paddles that came with their cooker. The problem is, most plastics aren't designed to be heated for long periods. When they are, they can release compounds like BPA, BPS, and phthalates, all of which have been linked in research to hormone disruption. And it's not just old plastic that's the problem. Even new pieces can start leaching chemicals the very first time you cook with them. Here's the kicker. Hormone imbalance isn't just about hot flashes or a little extra weight around the middle. Your hormones are like the conductors of an orchestra, controlling almost every process in your body. Throw them off, and the effects can ripple through your health in ways you might never suspect. It can affect your sleep, making it harder to fall or stay asleep through the night. It can upset your digestion, leaving you bloated, sluggish, or uncomfortable after meals. It can weaken your bones over time, making them more vulnerable to breaks or fractures. And it can even affect your memory and focus, the very things that help you stay independent and sharp as you age. The dangerous part? Just like with the coating on the pot, these changes can be so gradual that you blame them on just getting older, when they may actually be tied to something as small as the basket you're steaming your vegetables in. And there's one final piece almost no one ever tells you. Even the companies selling these gadgets don't emphasize it. Even if you're using the safest materials today, they don't stay safe forever. Every pot, ring, basket, or lid has a lifespan. And when they start to wear down, they can go from harmless to hazardous without you realizing it. A scratched insert? That's not just a cosmetic issue. Each scratch is like a tiny crack in the armor, a place where heat, food, and moisture can start breaking the surface apart. Over time, those small damaged spots can shed particles into your meals, even if the insert started as a safe material. A warped silicone ring? Same story. Once it warps, bends, or loses its tight seal, it can start breaking down faster under pressure and heat. That's when it can begin releasing residues into the steam that eventually settles back into your food. And it's not just inserts and rings. Any accessory you use repeatedly under high heat, from silicone trivets to plastic paddles, will eventually degrade. The breakdown may be invisible to the naked eye, but it's still happening. The truth is, most seniors don't realize how affordable replacement parts are. You can often find brand new safe inserts and sealing rings for under $20, sometimes even under $10, from the manufacturer or trusted kitchen suppliers. But instead, many keep using the same worn-out parts for years, sometimes decades, thinking they're saving money. In reality, that choice can cost far more in the long run, not in dollars, but in health. Because every extra month you use a damaged insert or accessory is another month of microscopic particles or chemical residues finding their way into your meals and your body. The bottom line is this: the Instant Pot isn't your enemy. It's not about fear or tossing it in the trash. The real danger is not knowing, not realizing how the materials you're cooking with can react to heat, to acid, and to years of use. Because once you know, you can control it. You can keep the convenience you love without the silent health risks hiding in your next meal. And the fixes are simple. A few smart swaps, a stainless steel insert instead of coated nonstick, pure food-grade silicone instead of cheap filler blends, heat-safe glass instead of plastic. These choices don't just make your meals safer. They protect the body you're counting on to stay active and independent. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Not next week, not when you remember. Tonight. Go to your kitchen. Take a real look inside your Instant Pot. If the insert is scratched, flaking, or coated in that slick black nonstick, it's time to replace it. Don't wait for it to wear out more. It's already wearing out every time you cook in it. If you've been using plastic accessories, the spoon that came in the box, a steamer basket you grabbed at a store years ago, upgrade them. Switch to stainless steel, pure silicone, or glass. And if you're making acidic meals like tomato sauce or bone broth with vinegar, make sure your pot is uncoated and safe for acids. Because here's the thing: the aches, the stiffness, the fatigue you've been writing off as just aging, sometimes it's not age. Sometimes it's exposure, slow, repeated, and invisible, from something as ordinary as your cookware. And this is where you come in. I want to hear from you. Do you use an Instant Pot or something similar? Have you noticed changes in your health, your joints, your energy, your digestion, that you now wonder might be linked to what you're cooking in? Your story could be the thing that opens someone else's eyes before they face years of silent damage. So share it in the comments. You never know who might be reading and find exactly the warning they needed. And if you found this helpful, if it made you think about your kitchen in a whole new way, I've linked another video right here. It's about a cookware trend that's marketed as healthy, but could be quietly wrecking your gut health. It's one of the most eye-opening investigations I've done, and you won't want to miss it. Watch that next and take control of your kitchen, because the meals you make today are the body you'll be living in tomorrow.